This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
How'd you like the tempo?
Very, very good.
I know. Just catching people's attention.
You're like, wait, am I on the Night Golf?
Yeah.
Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast?
I didn't call it by another name.
No, you didn't.
So that,
yeah.
It's been
that
a
was
while
going
since
on
I've done that.
for quite a few episodes.
Okay. This episode, JP, you introduce it,
Yeah.
JP. It was
So
your idea.
my idea for this Monday episodes were sports that we want to try. I initially said sports that we want to try but have like irrational fears about, but just sports we want to try.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and this is sports we want to try / sports we think we would, or we're too chicken to try. I think, because I think there's a couple on here I would never do them.
Oh yeah.
For me, on my
Okay.
list. So, all right, I'm going to start off with the very first one, and just because I think it's like the manliest of men are the people that play this. And I'm a full contact guy. Went to college, played football. I was a wrestler, but rugby players.
Ooh, yeah.
Rugby is one of those things that I've always watched it. I don't understand a thing about it.
It's fun to watch.
It is very fun to watch. I don't know a thing about it. Like they have to put the ball down, and I'm like, fumble,
Yeah,
like, why are
right.
they
And
not?
there's scrums and like
Yeah, like
there's a lot of different forms of rugby too. It's like 6 aside, 7 aside, like, and then there's Aussie rules football, which is a little different than rugby. And like,
Sure.
you know, it's like what is a try? Like kicking the ball, you know, like there's
yeah,
so
like
many-
why don't you just kick the ball?
Right.
Like, these guys can absolutely boot balls.
Oh yeah,
And it's incredible. But yeah, so that's always something. And then you watch like the All Blacks,
Yeah.
and you're like, these guys are my heroes.
yeah,
They're awesome. Like, and you don't even have to watch the game. Just watch their haka in the haka. Is that what it's
Yep,
called?
haka.
Watch their haka. Like that's all you have to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, you won.
and like every New Zealand sport pretty much does that. I remember
Yes.
watching Team USA was playing New Zealand in basketball, and like they did the haka before, and everybody's just got this like blank stare.
Yeah.
And then like they clapped at the end because it was like that awesome. You know? Like,
yeah. Well, we played a team in Florida that had did a haka,
Oh really?
and I don't know, maybe their coach was or something like that. But we played a team in Florida that did a haka.
Okay.
And they are cool, like especially if they're done well. But you take a lot of those like those big, intimidating men, and their facial expressions, and like it's awesome.
Yeah.
So rugby is my number one,
Okay.
or is the first one I mentioned.
Yep. All right. Mine is Alai.
yeah. I've been to
And-
one of those games.
And it's really
matches.
popular. I know in the United States and like Florida, it's played on a big court, like a really long court. Like it's kind of like a racquetball kind of
Yes.
esque sport, but you have a huge basket on your hand that's big and curved. I'm not sure how big the basket is. And these balls, they're probably like a little more than like the size of your fist, but they travel at over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
Fastest sport in the world.
fastest sport in the world, and it scares the crap out of me to get hit
It
by
is-
one of those.
It is crazy. So there's 2 players on a court,
Yeah.
and so I watched it in Florida City. No, it was Dade.
Like Miami or something? Or?
Yeah, it was in Miami. It was, I think, Hialeah, I think is
Okay.
where it was. No, I don't remember where it was. But anyways, when I lived in Miami, when I lived in Westchester, Miami, we went and watched a game of Dana Highlight, and it was one of 2 left in Florida, and now there's only 1 left, and it was the one that I went to.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, it is amazing. But it is really, really big on betting. Like it is heavy on betting. And the only reason I was able to go is because they had like a family night, and you couldn't bet on it at that time. They were just kind of exposing people.
Sure.
But it is awesome. I don't understand it, but it was really cool. I mean, and they can take those things like they're kind of like, you know, when you're a little kid, you have those, you like,
Little plastic things.
yeah, the
that you,
little
like-
plastic things. That
I know,
that's
yeah.
kind of what it is. But
Sure.
they're probably like 3 feet long.
Yeah, the baskets.
Yeah, off the end of their hands.
Right. Yeah.
And they absolutely hammer those things. They throw them so hard, and that ball is actually hard. It's
Yeah, I thought
not
it was like a cue ball almost. Like,
pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, it has obviously some bounce to
Yeah,
it, but I
yeah.
would say it's comparable to an MLB, like a
Oh, sure.
standard baseball.
Okay.
You know, as far as the hardness goes, like it's incredible. Incredible.
Dang.
So, all right. You know, I'm going to save that one. Cheese chasing.
Oh,
So this is something I really want to do, but at the same time, I'm like, I would absolutely kill myself.
yeah.
So what it is somewhere in Sweden or Finland or somewhere in some Nordic village, there's this big hill in the middle of, and I watched a whole documentary about this. There's a big hill in the middle of town that you take a giant wheel of cheese. Well, not a giant, but it's a wheel of cheese. And there's 40 people standing at the top of this hill. And it's like crazy. It's something like some crazy incline.
Yeah.
You know, like 75% or something. Like it's a cliff basically. And you just take this cheese wheel and roll it down. And these people just full speed as fast as they can try to run down, tumble, break arms, do all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
crazy. And there's some guys that could just like all the way down, no issues, get the cheese wheel. Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal to get it too.
It is a huge
It's
deal.
like
Yeah.
you win the honor of your village. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, but
And you know what you get when you win?
the cheese.
The cheese.
Yeah.
That's it. No money, no nothing involved with it. All you get is a cheese wheel.
Yeah.
Like, and people go away in ambulances. Like, they tried to
Yeah.
stop it. Actually, they did successfully stop it for a couple years because people were like broken. Every year, there were hundreds of people that had broken parts, and the hospital couldn't keep up.
Right.
So they had to come up with their own triage system to be able to like help and fix wounded people, so it didn't overburden their hospital in that town. So cool, like really cool. I'd love to do it, but it just seems like something stupid. Like, hey kids, why don't you guys chase this? You know, just to get them out of your hair for a little while.
Yeah.
Here, chase this wheel of cheese, and that's it. Just stuck from there. You know,
Oh man.
So yeah, cheese chasing.
Nice. All right, my next one. Not crazy dangerous, but cliff diving. Like I always have seen competitions of, I think one of the more famous spots is in like Mexico where they have these competitions, but the fear of hitting my head while cliff diving and not like being like pulling a Greg Louganis on the side of a cliff.
Oh sure, yeah.
That's kind of scary, and not knowing like how deep the water is. Like I'm sure it's obviously like super deep.
Yeah.
But
especially
still,
in competitions, I'm sure they know. Yeah.
Right. But I'm just like, I don't want to lose any limbs or arms on the sides
Yeah.
of mountains.
Remember we said
I just cannonball the whole time, probably.
jackknife.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were when I lived in Tucson, Arizona. We lived out by kind of the Madera Canyon area. There's an Indian reservation out there, and there's a lot of sand cliffs.
Okay.
So at the bottom of the cliffs, you can just kind of knock out the sand. So
Yeah.
they're not real rock formations. But we would like knock out the bottom of these, above these like washes, and we'd create these huge piles of sand. And we would do that
my
stuff.
God.
We would jump
Yeah.
off of them into the piles of sand.
We would do that in winter.
Oh, it was
Into
snow?
like snow. We would do that in college. We had like
Off of roofs.
yeah.
Oh man.
Or like we had patios at our at our apartment, and we just build the hugest snow pile that we could and just jump off the roof or patio or whatever.
incredible.
And, yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story of me and my first encounter with snow?
No.
So, for everybody's sake, I was born in California, raised in Florida, and then spent time in like Tucson, and so always hot.
Yeah.
Never seen snow. Like I'd seen snow once in Flagstaff. That was it. Or no, in Apple Valley, California, which is down at like the base of Big Bear. We came up here for college to Wisconsin. The university I went to had zero reason to go outside because we had tunnels.
Yeah.
Every building on campus was connected by tunnels. Never had to go outside. So first couple big snows, like we had a really big one. We were right on Lake Michigan. We had this really big one. And after it was all done, we got up and it was like, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And me, my good friend, Tyler Zebkar. Well, he was my good friend. I'm sure we're still good friends. But I haven't talked to him in forever. But we go out. We're both from Florida. So he's from like the Tampa area, and I'm down by Lake Worth or West Palm, and we go out. We're like, first time we'd ever seen snow.
Oh, boy.
Playing it, throwing, like we're rolling around in it, tackling each other in it, and I see this really big pile of snow. I take a full speed sprint at it. So now imagine, like, at my peak of athleticism at this point, as fast as I can possibly run. And I dive headfirst into this giant pile of snow. The next thing I remember is waking up with people above me. I dove into a plow pile.
Oh my God.
I had zero clue
Yeah.
that
how
plow
hard
piles.
and packed it was.
Oh my goodness. So that.
Concussion?
Anyways, never officially on paper.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I know, like bloody nose, all that stuff. Like I knocked myself out, like
Dang.
cold. So yeah, it was bad. So anyways, all right, on to mine. Squirrel suit. Like
I have that as well.
Whatever that is,
Yeah, the
skydiving with the
wingsuit.
wingsuit
Yeah.
and the Red Bull stuff. They're like hitting signs and like they're blasting through like markers and stuff and like right down the side, like crazy.
Yes.
I think I would really enjoy doing something like that, but I think at this stage of my life, nah.
Right.
I'd pass. I'd watch it, but man,
it's cool. Like, yeah, there's a scene in the new Batman movie where he's doing that. Like he jumps off a building and like he pulls the wingsuit and like yeah, like the fear of traveling at like hundreds of miles, like over 100 miles an hour yourself, like doing that, it scares the crap out of me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, because there's no chance for correction.
Right.
Like it's not like pull up. Yeah. Like you're falling. You're just controlling your fall. Like, so if you're too low, you're too low. Like there's nothing you're going to do about that. You're hitting a mountain. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Your turn.
I'll take wingsuiting off mine. I gotta cross that out. Street luge.
Oh, yeah. X Games original.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks awesome to, like be laying down and, like you're on this long board. Well, it's not a skateboard, but it's
basically,
basically, you're laying down like inches off the ground. And the only thing you really have to stop yourself is shoes and like special gloves that like help you like slow down, like friction. And I'm like, God, like the speeds, I mean, it's not as fast as like skydiving or anything, but you're still going like 70, 80 miles an hour. And like the potential to like wipe out and like hit something is still super high. And
well, and the course is usually lined for your protection with hay bales.
Yeah.
Just
right.
Yeah. I
thanks.
used to really, who was the guy that was like the man at that?
I know.
He has like this real unique name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I remember seeing him on X Games all the time.
On your next one, I'll look it up.
Yep.
All right. This is the name of the sport. Face slapping. So this is where two guys stand face to face across from like a 2-foot table and kind of like an arm wrestling table. And they just slap the crap out of each other. And whoever gives up first or gets knocked out is the loser.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I love watching it, especially when you see these behemoths of dudes and they're just like taking these slaps like, okay, so are you going to go? And then they're like, oh, it's my turn. Fine. And the dude's hands, because they always like warm up the hands next to the face.
Yeah.
And this dude's hand is the size of the guy's head.
Right.
And then he gets this full reach back straight arm. It just absolutely decapitates a guy. Like, you brought up the comparison of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly it. Just crazy.
Man.
All right, you go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, my next one that I put was base jumping.
Oh, yep.
And we just talked about wingsuit, but the idea of base jumping is base stands for bridge. I forgot what the other one. It's like antenna or like something like that. It's an acronym for something, but basically it's skydiving, but at lower altitudes off fixed objects. And what scares me to death is that my chute won't open.
Yeah.
At like lower, because when you're traveling, when you're skydiving, you know, obviously you have your altimeter that's telling you like how high you are, and like, okay, like your chute is made to open, like if like an emergency chute will open at a certain altitude if you don't pull your own chute. But this one, like you have like your whatever it is that like catches the air, you like throw it out, and you're like basically like, hey, I hope I throw it fast
Yeah,
enough so I don't splat on the ground.
And you hopefully it does what it's supposed to do and actually pulls it.
Yeah, right. So that's one of my.
I can't find his name.
Okay.
The only guy I'm pulling up when I say street luge legend is Darren Lott.
Huh.
But that's a Guinness World Book of Records
Okay.
on a butt board.
A butt board.
That's what it's affectionately called. A butt board. So, yeah, anyways. All right. My next one, and I just saw it while I was like confirming some stuff. Extreme ironing. This is a sport. So what it is they have a competition that you have to put yourself in the most extreme situation, iron while you're doing it. So ironing, like ironing clothes, like getting wrinkles out of your clothes.
Okay.
And you have to film it. And you have to give the competition, by the end of that day, give them a film of you doing the most extreme ironing you can do. So they have people like wing walking and doing ironing.
Wait, doing what?
Wing walking.
What?
So when you get on like an airplane, and you stand outside an airplane and like, you know, so they have like people wing walking. They have people standing on top of like semis doing it, like rock climbing, and then they set up their thing while they're rock climbing. They iron a shirt or skydiving. Just deep sea diving with sharks and ironing. So it's who can do the most extreme ironing. So there you go.
Oh, this is so extreme.
Yep. You got any more?
Oh yeah,
I have two more.
Okay.
You have like seven more, I know.
No, I only have a couple more.
Cool.
So this one apparently is big in Nicaragua. It's like one of the more popular places to do it, and I was just looking it up. Volcano surfing. You can go down, like, it's $25 a person, but basically what you do is you walk up this volcano. I don't know if it's active or not or whatever, but you take like a wooden or metal board and you either like sit on your butt and ride down, or it's like sledding.
So, but not lava.
Not lava,
down
just
the
down
volcano.
the volcano.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, the thrill of maybe having it be active is like, ooh, that's kind of cool. It's active, but at the same time,
Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah, right. Like you're escaping like some dangerous situation, and you're like, I'm gonna go ride down this volcano. Like that's kind of cool to think about. You're like, you can have your own little adventure if you want. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's very, very movie-esque. Like I'm gonna take a piece of tin and ride down this mountain as lava is chasing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. All right, I'm saving the best for last.
Okay.
But trampolinist. I see it.
Yeah.
In the Olympics, and my daughter and my wife think I'm ridiculous, but I'm like, if there is an Olympic sport that I could actually medal in, I think it would be trampolining.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why not? Like, I got to jump and do flips and land in the same spot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
I've seen some variations of that. There's like, on TikTok, I've seen people, they have like a wall next to a trampoline.
Jump tramp.
Yeah, and like they run up the wall and do like flips and stuff off. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, that is really cool, but that is way more athletic than I am. Like, some of the stuff that they do is crazy.
And then I saw this other video, I think on Instagram, of this kid, and he had like 4 of his friends on the trampoline with him, and they're just trying to bounce him as high as they possibly could. And this kid did like 8 or 9 flips in a row, like super fast, and then like they shove a mattress under him to like catch him, you know, like break
I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm like,
and he lands in the ball still and bounces back up, and he's like, "This is awesome."
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Have you seen the one with the kid in the trampoline where he's jumping up? He's indoors. He's jumping up and trying to touch like an air conditioner.
Yes.
Like 20 feet in the air. And he comes down and he hits the trampoline and does like this incredible straight leg, like super flip, lands, and just like no big deal.
Yeah.
Doesn't bounce or anything
I
after that.
know. It's weird.
It's the coolest thing I've ever
so
seen.
crazy.
So kudos to that kid if you're listening. Good job.
All right. And I think this will just be my last one. My last one, it's not dangerous, but it's a sport called Sepak Takraw. And it is foot volleyball.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And so basically it's 2-on-2. You play it on like a badminton court, but you have a little ball. It looks like it's woven almost.
Almost
but
looks like a small soccer ball, right?
It's hollow on the inside, and basically it's like overlapping bands, like rubber or like hard plastic. But you just play it with your feet, and these guys do these inverted kicks, like spikes, basically. But like you're doing like a bicycle kick to get the ball over the net,
Yes.
and like you see people diving to like kick up a ball, and
Yeah.
it just looks fun, and also like. I'm sure you get some good face plants from like missing or stuff
Yes.
like that. So
Yes.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
The athleticism of those guys is incredible.
Yeah, I don't think it's big in America.
No,
I haven't-
no.
So it's a lot of, I'm pretty sure like Southeastern Asia or I don't see very many big people doing it. It seems to be smaller statures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the athleticism, like the amount of flexibility you need to have to play that is pretty fun and pretty awesome to see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So drum roll. Are you sure you don't want to do your last one?
It's just hella skiing. Jumping out of
Yes. So you know who does that?
Stuart Birmingham.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, I like local. We know him.
I was gonna say, yeah, he lives in Fish. He's from Fish Creek. He goes up to Alaska. He and his wife, they live now out in Colorado, last I heard. But he is a trained hella skiing instructor.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
But
Dave Lanoux.
get out.
Yeah.
Really?
Still to this day does that.
What? Yeah. Dang.
Like backcountry hella skiing. Like
no thanks.
Craziest
Avalanches
thing.
scare the crap out of me.
no,
I
for
don't
me.
want to be buried alive. But it does sound exhilarating.
It's a stupid movie I watched. Alpinist. No, was it Alpinist? No.
Ski school?
It's the one about the. Oh my goodness! I forgot about those movies. Oh, those are so. There's so many. There's like 3 of them, isn't there? Or is it just?
I'm not sure. I've only
Oh,
seen
my
one,
goodness.
but there could be more.
Yeah.
It could be like a
Oof.
police academy of ski movies.
It probably is. Okay, so this is, as JP said it, like adult Red Rover.
Yeah.
It is called Kabaddi,
Yep.
and it's played in India, Bangladesh primarily. It's the national sport, or the
What I thought it said, it was like, the national sport of Bangladesh.
yeah, national sport of Bangladesh. So basically, what it is, and I had to watch a video to figure out how to describe it. It's human dodgeball, but there's a lot of goofy little things. So what it is, there's 2 teams of 7 people, 1 on each side of the court, and it's basically like a squash court or a badminton court with no net. It's basically how it is. So there's 2 like kind of back in zones,
Yeah.
and there's a
that's what
center
it kinda
line.
seems like.
But it's fairly small, not huge. And what you do is you kind of pick one person. This is where the Red Rover thing comes in. You just pick one person that comes over, and it's like kind of like tag. So you got to run over and hit that or touch that person and get back across to your side before they tackle you. But here's the catch. You have to hold your breath while you're doing it.
That's the crazy thing.
It is. It is. And it's like, so yeah, you have to hold your breath. So once you cross that line, you hold your breath as the raider, they call them. Mm-hmm. So you cross the line and you have to touch one of the team members of the other team, but they have to be touching each other. So they have to be holding their hands. And the goal is for them not to let you touch them, or so you have to take a breath. And then the raider's out, which is a person that has to hold his breath.
Yeah.
If the raider the person that's holding their breath touches one, the defense has to actually hold that person until they take a breath from getting back to their line. But whoever got touched or touches the raider and they get back over the line, they're out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. I ran across it on TikTok and then I said it to JP, and JP's like, "Oh my goodness, I watched this. I saw it on like ESPN or something."
It was on like Fox Sports or CBS Sports, like real late, like 2:33 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were just up one night watching stuff, and I'm like, this is crazy, but totally enthralling to watch. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Every
really
time
don't.
I run across it on whatever social media platform that I see it on, I sit there and watch the entire thing. Like, usually they're 3-minute clips of these, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here, but I want to play this game. And it stems from the playground. Like, it was a playground game that got so big that now there's a professional league
That's awesome.
that does this.
That's so awesome.
So
I gotta know, like, you can kind of fake like holding your breath. Like you could like puff out your cheeks and do like cycle breathing, like you would for like instruments or whatever. It's like, how do you know if somebody's like, okay, I'm still holding my breath for like a minute or
Yeah.
I can only imagine too, because it's like it's a full contact sport. Getting hit and you're like
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's part of the defense's job,
Right.
is to get them to take a breath.
Yeah.
But it's funny because they said there's like so many different styles of raiders, because there's like the acrobatic ones that'll like do flips and jump over people and do stuff like
I'm
that
sure it's
to
like
get away.
parkour kind of stuff to get out of there.
Exactly. And then there's like the big beefy dudes that like it doesn't matter how many people put on them, they're just gonna walk back across the line. And then so there's like the way you do it and who you send first and all that stuff. Like there's a whole thing behind this game, but it's just this playground game. Like you think about the games you and your buddies would like make up when you were kids, like floor is lava, like that type of stuff.
That's a TV show.
It is. It is awesome.
It is. It's pretty good.
And the producer of it lives up here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And you know who you might know. Well, I don't know if you know him, but the guy that bought Stonehenge.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Nordahl or something like that. I don't remember
Kevin
his name.
Nordahl.
No, that's a famous name, but I don't think that's his name.
Door County famous.
Oh, is it?
He owns True North.
Oh yeah, hello. Duh. Stupid. No, it's not Kevin Nordahl. Anyways, I can't remember his name,
Okay.
but, his last name. But yeah, he's the guy.
Oh, crazy.
And I was like, that is awesome. Because I love Rutledge Wood. Like, I'm a huge fan of him. So anyways, so Kabaddi, adult Red Rover.
That's awesome.
With holding breath and dodgeball and all this stuff, but no ball. You're using bodies. But yeah, it's fun. But yeah, you'll see people run over and like do like a jump kick and like kick someone because that's tagging them, and then he tries to get back across. Man, it's just look it up. Look it up and watch one of the games. They're awesome. They're awesome. So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I have.
All right.
I'm done.
So I hope you enjoy those. Next time you're out at a disc golf tournament, play a game of Kabaddi. You know how awesome that would be?
Oh my God.
Dude, if I saw a game of Kabaddi, I'd be like, I'm in. I don't care. Like, I'm in. Because it's a full contact for sure, but it's not like aggressive, like hurt you. It's just, we got to tackle you and hold you here until you breathe. Or I got to get away from you so you don't make me breathe.
Right. Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyways, all right, JP, where can they find you?
Well, I'm onenight.owl on Instagram, and you can find the podcast at night_disc, night_pod_.
You can give that one too if you want to.
Night_owls_pod. I can't think anymore.
Oh, I think you're mixing up your OnlyFans account. What's happening? You almost gave it to us.
Too many clues.
Too many out there. All right. Door_disc_golf. And our link tree's there. Has everything. Twitter at DoorDisc. I don't post anything at all. I just watch. But if you want to add us, is that how it works?
Yeah, it could work like that.
Okay. Yeah. And keep an eye on our online store, www.doordisc.com. We will be doing a promotion this coming week for our online stores, online shopper. We will be giving away stuff. So with every order, there's going to be a potential of getting something. And we'll release all the details of that next Friday, this coming Friday. So next episode, it will be the actual next episode. We'll release all the information. So with that, without further ado, keep us subpar. Peace.